Why good girls fall for bad boys, self-sabotage, and the family role everyone. Have you ever wondered why sometimes the sweetest, most well-behaved girls fall head over heels for real bad boys? This isn't just a movie trope, it's a serious, psychological issue often called self-sabotage. And you know what? Its roots often go straight back to childhood, right within our own families. Picture this, a girl who's always perfectly dressed, smart, beautiful. Everyone praises her for being the ideal child, but here's the catch. This perfect upbringing was, let's say, pretty soulless. She was dressed like a doll, admired, cooed over when she was little. Then, strictly and admonishingly, she was taught, right from wrong. We're talking brush your teeth in the morning and wash your feet at night kind of rules. Plus be modest, always and everywhere, essentially. She was trained to be a flawless picture, not a living, feeling human being. She wasn't allowed to make mistakes, to show emotions, or to express her true self. Lack of emotional connection and soulless. Upbringing when a child receives only external care, nice clothes. Strict rules, but lacks genuine emotional connection. Unconditional love and acceptance, a huge void forms inside. The girl feels more like an object than a person loved simply for who she is, not just for conforming to certain standards. This emotional void is exactly what drives her to seek intense emotions. Bad boys often offer just that, passionate feelings, unpredictability, and sometimes even the adrenaline rush of danger. It's a subconscious attempt to fill that inner emptiness and feel truly alive. Constant admonitions and rigid boundaries can create a suffocating feeling, and then the bad boy becomes a symbol of freedom, a rebellion against all those imposed rules. She sees a chance to step outside the good behavior that was forced upon her, but which never brought her happiness. Sometimes, it's even an unconscious attempt to get her parents' attention. The girl hopes her wrong choice will finally make them truly notice her, even if it's with negative emotions. A real life example. Katya's story. Let's imagine Katya. She grew up in a family where appearances were everything. Always a perfect hairstyle, impeccable English, top marks in music school. Her parents were proud, but they never asked how she felt or hugged her just because, in her teens, while her friends were sharing secrets, Katya worked hard to maintain her exemplary girl image. Then Sasha appeared, rough around the edges, tattooed, skipping classes, but incredibly charismatic. Katya's parents were shocked, her friends bewildered, but with Sasha, Katya felt something she'd never experienced. Life. Sasha didn't demand she be perfect. He accepted her with all her flaws. He might spontaneously suggest driving off somewhere late at night. He'd laugh at her primness. And in those moments, Katya felt real, free. Of course, their relationship was full of drama. Sasha often let her down, disappeared for days, provoked arguments. Katya suffered, but she always went back. Why? Because his chaos was her only way to feel alive, and his unpredictability was a breath of fresh air from those suffocating rules. For her, it was a rebellion against the ideal, but soulless, doll they tried to make her. Carl Jung's theory of the shadow, the allure of the bad. Here's where a fascinating psychological concept comes in. Carl Jung's theory of the shadow. Jung believed that the shadow is the unconscious part of our personality that holds all the traits and desires we suppress, deny, or consider unacceptable for ourselves and society. This could be anger, aggression, sexuality, spontaneity, anything that doesn't fit the image of a good person. In the case of our good girl, raised within very strict boundaries, her shadow is brimming with the very qualities she was forbidden to express: rebellion, unpredictability, passion, a certain badness. She suppressed them to meet expectations, but these suppressed parts don't just disappear. They seek an outlet, and that's where the bad boy enters. He literally embodies the qualities the good girl has suppressed within herself. He is her shadow, projected outward. She's unconsciously drawn to him because through him, she can experience these suppressed aspects of herself. He seems to give her permission to be what she forbade herself to be: spontaneous, risky, to feel intense, even improper emotions, to be imperfect. This isn't a conscious choice. It's more like an unconscious search for wholeness. The girl tries to integrate her shadow, but she does it externally, through another person, instead of accepting these qualities within herself. That's why such relationships rarely turn out happy. They aren't based on true love and mutual acceptance, but on an attempt to fill internal gaps and live out suppressed parts of oneself. Through a partner. Have a help your daughter avoid this trap. If you're raising a daughter, you can help her avoid this difficult situation and shape her destiny to be truly happy. The key lies in conscious parenting, which will help her accept herself completely and embrace her true essence. Here's what you can do. Don't treat her like a doll. Instead of dressing her for others' eyes and forcing her to conform to an ideal image, give her freedom of self-expression in her clothes and hobbies. Let her choose what she likes, not just what's proper. Discuss, don't dictate. Talk to her as an equal about serious family matters, historical events, life dilemmas. Ask for her opinion, even if it differs from yours. For instance, example 1. Instead of saying, "We're moving to another city because we have to," explain, "Dad got an interesting opportunity in another city that could improve our lives. But I understand you'll be sad to leave your friends. Let's talk about how we can make this transition easier for you. What places you'd like to visit there? What's important for you to keep?" Example 2. When discussing news about a conflict on TV, don't say, "Those are bad people. They're wrong." Ask, "Why do you think these people are acting this way? What might their motives be? How do you think this problem could be solved differently?" Listen to her reasoning, even if it seems naive. Accept her emotions. Allow her to cry, get angry, feel sad. Don't say, "Good girls don't get angry," or "Why are you upset over such a small thing?" Instead, "I see you're angry. Tell me what happened." It's okay to feel angry when you don't like something. Help her understand and name her feelings. Encourage her independence and decision-making. Let her choose how to spend her free time within reasonable limits. Who to invite over, what hobby to try, even if it's not exactly what you plan. For example, you want to try skateboarding? It can be dangerous, but I see how much you want this. Let's find a good coach and get some reliable protective gear. Be an example. Show her what healthy relationships look like, built on respect, support, open dialogue, and the freedom to be oneself, not just an ideal version. Helping a daughter grow into a whole, confident, and happy woman means enabling her to build healthy relationships and embrace all facets of herself, including her shadow. This is the real key to harmony. When we accept ourselves completely, we no longer need others to live out our suppressed parts. We become whole, and then our relationships are built on true love and respect. We truly hope every girl can find her path to harmonious relationships based on acceptance and unconditional love. What are your thoughts on this? Share your stories and reflections in the comments.